Welcome to the I Can Do Anything podcast. My name is Colin. Today, I am talking about hoops. Because I can do anything, and because I can do anything, I really haven't watched a ton of NBA basketball lately. Man, I find the NBA far less interesting when LeBron James's team isn't very good. It seems to be that there is a growing narrative that LeBron James should be traded from the Lakers. It's just a testament to, I guess, the culture that we're living in now of, you really are only as good as your greatest hits, or, well, not as your greatest hits. You're as good as your last performance. And I just, the funny part in I guess in that metaphor, I don't know if that's a metaphor, but LeBron James has played well. LeBron James had a triple-double in his last game, but the conversation seems to be surrounding whether or not LeBron James should be traded. I don't understand the logic. Your best player, the greatest player to ever play the game, is the root of the problem. I don't see. I mean, even if you call LeBron James the root of the problem, I still don't. Where do you justify trading LeBron? LeBron came to your team, a team that was terrible, and they're still terrible. They're 30-36. That doesn't mean, I don't know. Are they worse than they were last year? Are you selling less tickets than you were last year? I doubt that one. I guarantee the Lakers are selling more tickets this year than they were last year. But the team is, for lack of, I mean, they're just as bad as they were last year. And to trade, I don't know, the idea of trading LeBron because he's causing the locker room issues, if you believe that, I don't necessarily believe that LeBron James is a bad teammate or that he is causing the other players to play bad. Even, I don't know, like, how can you? I don't understand it. That's like saying, like, if LeBron James is causing the other players to not play to their potential because, because of the trade rumors or whatever it is, that's like, I was watching. So because I haven't been watching a ton of basketball lately. I've been watching a lot of political stuff. I watched a guy go onto a college campus and sit there with a sign that says, I believe in this one thing. Try to convince me otherwise, or try to prove me. I don't remember what the premise is, but there was one that he was doing on, what was it? There's only two genders. Convince me otherwise. And one of the girls he was talking to said that Miss. What was it? What did she say? Something about calling someone who is transgender. I think she said calling a transgender woman, purposely calling her the wrong pronoun, is a violent offense because, what the fuck did she say? It was so ridiculous, I can't even remember it. Calling a transgender woman by the wrong pronoun on purpose is a violent offense because you make her, she said, some percentage more likely to murder someone. That's my roundabout way of comparing that to LeBron. This whole LeBron James teammate thing. LeBron James isn't playing well. Sorry, LeBron James is playing well, and his teammates aren't playing well because they can't deal with the stress and what comes along with playing LeBron James. And a trans woman can't deal with the pressure and the stress of being a trans woman in America, which it's probably a really difficult thing because it's a really volatile subject. But that doesn't mean you can kill someone. That doesn't mean that you should murder someone. You should fucking be accountable. Someone calling you the wrong pronoun isn't an excuse to murder someone. someone else's actions don't give you the right to murder someone, or don't give you an excuse for saying, oh, well, you called me the wrong pronoun, so you've now made me more likely to kill someone. LeBron James joined the Lakers, and he's a bad teammate, and the locker room is cancerous because LeBron James joined the team, and the playoff pressure is too much for these young guys to deal with, so they're just going to fold and play like shit. It's stupid. Well, let's trade LeBron James because he's the problem. No, the Lakers have sucked for the last 5 or 6 years, or probably longer than that. LeBron James isn't the problem. LeBron James is averaging a triple-double damn near. He's not averaging a triple-double. What is LeBron doing? LeBron James is probably averaging 27, 7, and 8. I don't think that's the problem. The guys who are inconsistent shooting the ball off the bench are the problem. The inconsistency at the center position, that's probably got something to do with the problem. And it's fucking sad that LeBron James isn't going to be in the playoffs this year. I am legitimately sad. There's a lot of fun guys to watch in the league. Antetokounmpo is fucking really fun to watch play basketball. The Warriors are fun to watch play basketball, and the turmoil, it seems like the media just makes up turmoil. You got Steve Kerr cussing at Draymond Green as if they're not two grown adults who cuss at each other. Like, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of narratives around the Warriors this season just trying to make up. The Warriors are going to win the fucking NBA championship, and it seems like people are trying to make up all these reasons for why they're not. The Warriors are the best team in NBA history. They're not going to not win the championship this year. Where was I going with that? Kinds of good shit to watch. James Harden's having a historic year, even though I don't really like watching him play. I don't really like his game. The guy's having a historic year. There's all kinds of fun stuff to watch. Paul George is playing great in OKC. Joel Embiid came back the other night and had a great game to end a losing streak for the Sixers. The Sixers have all kinds of guys that are fun to watch. I mean, there's all kinds of really good storylines in the NBA, but man, I just don't think it's as exciting if LeBron James isn't in the picture. And I think the playoffs are going to suffer without him. So he's averaging 27.1 points per game, 8.1 assists, and 8.6 rebounds per game. I don't think that LeBron James is the problem. The people who are talking about trading LeBron James are just saying that shit so that people will click on their video or watch their fucking show. It's not going to happen. I don't even know why I'm entertaining it. I think I'm just doing it because maybe I'm doing it for the same. No, I don't know why the fuck I'm doing it, because I like talking about LeBron James. He's the greatest basketball player to ever walk the face of the earth. By the time he dies, we're going to look at him like people looked at Muhammad Ali at his funeral. LeBron James is going to be the greatest, not basketball player. He's going to be the greatest human being to ever walk the face of the earth by the time he dies. I don't think that's the problem that the Lakers are having. I just don't. The problem is probably that they've got a bunch of guys on 1-year contracts who are probably past their prime. They're for sure past their prime, actually. I was excited about the guys that they put together. I think Rondo, I've always been excited. I've always wanted him to play with LeBron. I think that they're a good fit, although Rondo's lack of shooting ability from the perimeter probably hurts. LeBron needs guys that can shoot surrounding him. I was excited about Lance Stevenson playing with LeBron. Caldwell Pope, I thought, was going to have a better year playing with LeBron. Kuzma has had a pretty good year, but I think he's been a little underwhelming. I think he hasn't quite lived up to what people were hoping, and that can sometimes happen in a guy's second year. He had a great rookie year, and it's hard to follow that up. Brandon Ingram is now out with Brandon Ingram. That news of his a blood clot in his shoulder is really fucking scary. That guy is young and healthy, and just kind of fucking stumbled upon a blood clot in his arm or in his shoulder, and that can be really serious. So I really hope that for Brandon Ingram's career that he's all right, and that it turns out to be a lot less serious than I think people think it will be. I don't fucking know what people what people think it'll be, but I just hope the best for Brandon Ingram. But the Lakers haven't been good. Their supporting cast just hasn't been good, and they've been struck by injuries the entire season. Lonzo Ball's been out for the last however long and is going to be out the rest of the season. They got a fucking guy named Alex Caruso on their team who's balding. JaVale McGee is JaVale McGee. He had a great beginning of the year, but has tapered off pretty significantly towards the end of the year. Wow. I've got their roster up now. It just doesn't look very good. And I was one of these people at the beginning of the year that was fucking excited about their roster. And I don't know. Reggie Bullock didn't have the impact they hoped he. Oh, fuck. The impact that they'd hoped he'd have. They just signed that D-League guy, Andre Ingram, on a 10-day contract from American University. I guess he had I think that I don't know who that is, but I think he's the guy that was on a 10-day contract a couple years ago and is like significantly older. When was he born? 1985. Oh, never mind. Maybe that's a different person. They've got Isaac Bonga, Jonathan Williams, Andre Ingram, Mike Muscala, Reggie Bullock, Mo Wagner, Tyson Chandler, fucking Alex Caruso, who's balding. Did I mention that he's balding? I mean, Manu Ginobili was balding, but that was like a lot later in his career, and he was fucking great. Alex Caruso is balding, and he's younger than I am. He was born in 1994. Holy shit. I don't know. It's a fucking sad year for the Lakers and for LeBron James. I really hope he can rebound next year. I hope that he gets some help next year. And it's a sad year for the NBA because I think the playoffs will suffer without LeBron James. The Warriors are going to sweep whoever the fuck comes out of the East. It'll be interesting. The East, I think, will be interesting, though. The East, I think, will be really, really fun. The West, however, I don't think will be. I think outside of the Warriors series, whatever series the Warriors are playing, they're probably going to sweep through the playoffs. They may lose a game or two per series, maybe a game per series. Outside of those series, I think there's some good matchups in the West, but the Warriors will beat whoever in probably five games in the Western Conference Finals. But the East will be exciting. Boston is certainly down this year, and I have a friend who's from Boston that over the summer was debating me about whether or not the Celtics would have beat the Cavs last year in the Eastern Conference Finals if they had Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. And certainly Gordon Hayward, who's actually played a lot better over the last week or so than he did towards the beginning of the year. But, if Gordon Hayward wouldn't have got injured, he would have been a different player than he is this year. He's had sort of a disappointing year, although coming off an injury, it's tough, especially an injury of that magnitude. It's tough to project where he would be, but he's certainly not the same player he was in Utah. But I think this year is a pretty good case against my buddy Mike LePatin, who thinks that the Celtics would have easily beat the Cavs had they had Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward healthy in that series. I think this year shows that maybe that wouldn't have been so easy. I don't know. They're certainly not the same team with Kyrie Irving out there. Let me pull up the standings real quick and see where the Eastern Conference standings lie as of today. Bucks still in first, Raptors second. 76ers have moved up from fifth to third. The Pacers have dropped down to fourth, and the Celtics are now, they're still tied for fifth. No, they're not tied for fifth. The Celtics are still in fifth. Yeah, I don't know. The Celtics were they the 2 seed last year? I think they were the 2 seed last year. The Raptors were first. But they're playing worse than they were last year without Kyrie Irving. So suck on that, Mike LePatin. Okay. This episode of the I Can Do Anything podcast is brought to you by Ludus. Selling tickets should be easy so you can focus on what truly matters, your production. The I Can Do Anything podcast is powered by Ludus. Built from the ground up for a high school theater director, Ludus is simple and free online ticket sales for K through 12 schools. With a customized ticketing portfolio, Ludus offers great customization features. Choose your own unique domain, pick custom colors to match your organization, and even build a meaningful splash page. With the drag and drop editor, take control of your ticket sales with the advanced control panel tools. Add shows and showtimes, search for tickets, find patron data in seconds, create multiple admin users, and issue exchanges and refunds at the click of a button. One of the best features Ludus has to offer is the ability to generate detailed reports, review revenue data broken down day by day, manipulate your data to answer your questions about sales, and export your data for future use. Ludus also offers powerful reserved seating. Easily let your patrons choose their own seats for your reserved seating shows. Upload your seating chart using our drag and drop maker. Our drag and drop maker? Yeah. Add sections, rows, tables, choose premium seating, and much more. General admission shows are always possible too. Keep track of student sales by simply adding student ledgers to keep track of student ticket sales. Each student receives a Ludus account and a special sales code that can be applied to any order. Easily generate ledger reports for all students. When patrons purchase their tickets, they have the ability to print their tickets at home, have them digitally sent to their email for use on mobile devices, or mark them to be picked up at will call. Customer service with Ludus is a breeze. Oftentimes, it's nice to talk to a real person who understands what your job consists of. At Ludus, they offer real-time support through their chat widget, step-by-step guides, videos, and an 888 phone number. Ludus has sold over 141,000 tickets this year. Visit ludus.com and start selling tickets today with Ludus's forever 100% free guarantee to your program. That's Ludus, LUDUS.com. Okay, I want to talk about this Russell Westbrook thing from, I think that was from last night against the Jazz. Let me pull up the score, and we'll get into a little basketball first from that game, and then we'll talk about the sideline antics, the politics that went on between Russell Westbrook and a fan. So the OKC Thunder beat the Utah Jazz in Utah 98-89. Westbrook had 23 points, 11 rebounds on 47.4% shooting, was 2 of 4 from 3. 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Paul George only had 14 on 25% shooting. Oh, wow. 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers. 3 steals is good. Kind of a down night, though, for Paul George, who has, I think, been in the MVP, like pretty heavily in the MVP discussion. I think at this point in the season, people kind of have Antetokounmpo and Paul George. It seems like kind of even. And then obviously there's people who have James Harden. But Paul George, 14 points on 25% shooting, 0 of 3 from the field in a win, though. That's important for the Thunder to be able to win games when he's not playing well. It doesn't happen often, but Schroeder had 24 points off the bench. Wow. 55.6% from the field, 2 of 5 from 3 for Schroeder. They don't get a ton of bench production. Patterson only played 3 minutes and didn't have anything. He had a personal foul. Yeah, wow. Schroeder came off the bench and had 24, but other than that, they only had 8 points off the bench if you don't include Schroeder. Then the Jazz, Ingles played poor. Favors played pretty poorly. 15 for Gobert, 12 rebounds. Royce O'Neal had 7. I don't even know who that is. Royce O'Neal had 17 on 46% shooting. Donovan Mitchell had 25 on 36% shooting. 3 of 8 from 3. 5 assists, 3 turnovers. They really didn't get much bench production either. Jay Crowder had 12. Korver had 2. Cephalosha had 3. Grayson Allen had 3. And Epke Udo had 2. But Russell Westbrook, the problem I have with it is that, like, dude, Russ, you're not beating him up. You're not going to come in there, swear to God, bro, I'll whoop your ass, I'll fuck you up. Russ, you're not doing that shit. You're not going into the stands. You're not punching anybody. You're not fighting a fan. You got too much money. You'd get fined. You'd get suspended in a playoff run. You're not going to do it. I just hate when these guys fucking make all these fucking, oh, bro, I'll fuck you up. You and your wife. Dude, you're not fucking anybody up. Nobody in 2019 in today's NBA is pulling around our test and going into the stands. It's just not happening. And it annoys the fuck out of me when he tries to act all fucking cool and tough. Bro, I'll come in there. I'll fuck you up. I don't even remember exactly what he was saying, but he just kept saying, like, you think I won't? Shit like that. Like, you think I won't do it? I swear to God, on my mama. Russ, you're not going into the stands. You're not fucking anybody up. Sure, you could fuck him up easily. You're a professional athlete. And that was probably a middle-aged white dude. Even if it was a young white guy. A guy like me, 26, former athlete at the fucking Division III level and a high school athlete. Dude, you're not fucking anybody up. It's not going to happen. It's annoying when these guys act like they're going to, like, by all means, I don't think that these fans should be able to talk to the athletes the way that they talk to them, because the athletes aren't going to fucking come out there. They're not going to go into the crowd anymore. They make too much fucking money. They're not risking it. And it's just fucking annoying to listen to these guys talk like they're going to. You sound stupid. It ruins your credibility. Dude, you're not going into the fucking bleachers. But with that being said, these fans should not be able to talk to the athletes the way that they do. And the Jazz just reportedly gave this guy a lifetime ban from coming to the arena, and maybe that'll set the precedent to some of these fans to shut the fuck up, because it's the same thing. Like, these fans are protected knowing that the athletes aren't going to come into the stands, so they say whatever they want. And they wouldn't say that shit if they were out on the street with him, or if that guy wasn't getting paid millions of dollars so that to deter him from going into the stands. So I think good for the NBA for the Jazz organization. I'm sure the NBA had some influence in the decision, but good for them for banning that guy, because the fans really shouldn't be able to. Dude, the fans say some fucking reckless shit. What's amazing to me is that Russ said that he was saying, like, racial slurs to him. What's amazing to me is that the Utah Jazz players, who are majority black, Joe Ingles is white, Derek Favors is black, Rudy Gobert is black, Royce O'Neal, I would assume, is black, Donovan Mitchell is black, Jay Crowder is black, Dante Exum is from Australia but black, Thabo Cephalosha. Wow, they got a lot of foreign black guys. Rudy Gobert is a foreign black guy. I think he's from France. Dante Exum from Australia. He's like light-skinned black. Thabo is kind of light-skinned, but I think Thabo is from, I want to say he's from the UK or from France maybe too. Thabo sounds very African. Maybe he's from Switzerland. Yeah, wow. Huh. Anyways, they got a bunch of black guys. Raymond Felton, black. Deontay Burton, I don't know, but that sounds black to me. Dante Grantham, my guess is he's black too. was amazing to me is that these Jazz fans who apparently have historically been fucking racist to opposing players. It's kind of amazing to me. Yeah, Dante Grantham is black. It's sort of amazing to me that these Jazz players aren't like, yo, you just called him the N-word. What about me? You know, like I find that offensive too, and I'm on the team you're rooting for. Do you think that way of me? Am I just a blank N-word, fill in the blank for whatever racial slur he probably threw at Russell Westbrook? It's kind of amazing to me that these Jazz players aren't like, yo, I'm black too, man. You hate me that way? You think of me like that? If I was on the other team, would you call me that shit? I don't know. That wouldn't really sit well for me if I was a Jazz player. What other shit happened last night in the NBA? Wow, the Celtics got blown the fuck out by the Clippers, 140-114. Yikes. Jaylen Brown had 20. So Jaylen Brown's starting now. It's interesting how the Celtics lineup has wavered throughout the season. Kyrie had 18, 47% shooting, 2 of 7 from 3, 11 assists. Wow. That's impressive for Kyrie. Marcus Smart is back in the starting lineup. Al Horford's been in the starting lineup. It looks like maybe Jason Tatum. Yeah, Jason Tatum was out last night, so maybe that had a little bit to do with the loss, and the mix-up in the starting lineup. But yeah, Tatum was out last night, but their leading scorer was Terry Rozier off the bench. Terry Rozier is going to get fucking paid next year. I think he's a free agent, and I almost guarantee he won't play for the Celtics next year, and he is going to get an ungodly contract that he probably doesn't deserve. Yeah, Terry Rozier will probably make more than Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe just signed I want to say it was like a 4-year, $70 million contract or something like that. And I was kind of astounded at how little he got paid. I think he's had a really big influence in how well the Bucks have been playing this year. Terry Rozier is probably going to get way more than that shit. Let me look that up. What did Eric Bledsoe's contract what did he just sign for?
I can't search the web on Apple Watch.
My Apple Watch is trying to whatever. Eric Bledsoe contract. Yeah, Eric Bledsoe's $70 million contract. Huh. Yeah, the title of this article, Bucks win the summer in the winter with Eric Bledsoe's $70 million contract extension. No kidding. The Bucks fucking won. Wow. How many years is it? Where's it at? Come on. As a 9-year veteran, Bledsoe would have been eligible for up to about $140 million over 4 years. Instead, he took $70 million, about half of his max, and about half of what Kyrie Irving and Kemba Walker will make in the offseason. Holy shit. Consider this. The Grizzlies paid $153 million over 5 years for Mike Conley at a similar age. And Memphis is paying Conley on an average salary of more than $30 million for essentially the same level player as Milwaukee. I think Mike Conley he really is sort of essentially the same level player as Mike Conley. I think he's having the same, he's playing for a winning team and having probably more of an impact on a winning team than Conley's having on a losing team. Wow. What is he thinking? And that's Rich Paul. His agent is LeBron's agent and Anthony Davis's agent. Wow. Come on. Where the fuck is the year? How many years? Come on. Tell me how many years. Regardless, I feel like it was a 4-year contract. But, who was I just talking about that's going to... Oh, yeah. Fucking Terry Rozier is going to get paid probably very similar to what Conley got in that 100... What was that? $153 million over 5 years. And that was probably 3 or 4 years ago. Wow. Anyways, Clippers, Celtics. Just want to look at the box score real quick for the Celtics, and not the Celtics. I just did that. The Clippers. They were led in scoring by Lou Williams off the bench. Holy shit. Lou Williams had 34 on 14 of 20, 70% shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, 33.3% from 3. Had 5 assists off the bench, 3 turnovers in 23 minutes. Wow. Jeez, 34 points in 23 minutes. Lou Williams is probably, I think last night he just passed, I want to say he passed Isaiah, or he passed somebody for total points for a bench scorer. Maybe he moved into first as a bench player for the most. I don't know how you measure that statistic. There are some really obscure statistics in the world today, in the world of analytics. But Lou Williams is fucking great. The Rockets won 118-106 over the Hornets. Harden had 28 and 10. Kemba Walker had 40 and 10. Jeez. Speaking of getting paid, Kemba Walker is going to get paid, and hopefully he goes to a team of some significance. What other games happened last night? Wow, the Cavs beat the Raptors 126-101. Were the Raptors sitting people? That's not good. Kawhi Leonard, Siakam, Gasol, Green, Lowry, Ibaka. Ibaka and somebody on the Cavs I have no idea who he was. Who punched him? Marquise Chris. Those two got in a fight, Ibaka and Chris. A couple punches were thrown. One of them kind of grazed. I think Chris kind of grazed Ibaka's head. It was kind of interesting to see punches thrown. I think that's the second time this season that punches were thrown. Geez, though, 126-101. Danny Green only had 5. Kyle Lowry 14, only 6 assists, below his assist average. Kawhi Leonard had 25 on 57% shooting, 3 of 8 from 3, 9 rebounds. He had a good game. Did the Cavs just play outside of their ass? Colin Sexton had 28 on 55% shooting, was 4 of 7 from 3 with 5 assists. Jordan Clarkson had 14 off the bench. They got 9 from, who's that? David Nwaba? David Waba. I didn't know Nick Stauskas was on the Cavs now. The Trailblazers must have done a try. I didn't even know that. Brandon Knight, didn't know he was on the Cavs now either. He was in Houston, I think, at the beginning of the season. Had 12. Zizic had 17. Kevin Love is playing basketball again. I didn't even know that either. Wow, I really haven't paid attention to the Cavs at all this season. Kevin Love had 16. And Cedi Osman had 19. Let's look forward to the games tonight. Knicks, Pacers, Cavs, Sixers, Lakers, Bulls. You think the Lakers can beat the Bulls, who are 19-49? God, I hope so. Looks like Kuzma is questionable with an ankle injury. Just once again shows how depleted because of injuries the Lakers are. Think about where the Lakers were before LeBron got hurt, and certainly LeBron getting hurt is a sign of age. It's a sign of his career on the decline. As a LeBron fucking stan, I don't even like that term, but I think a lot of people would call me a LeBron stan. I can admit that LeBron is now on the decline. I think that we're seeing the decline, just due to the injury and how much time he missed because of that injury. But think about where the Lakers were before that injury, beating the Warriors on Christmas Day and knocking on the doorstep of being like, I want to say they were in like 4th place in the West at that time. If LeBron doesn't get injured, the trade rumors probably don't happen. And I don't like to operate in the what if thing, because there's so many fucking what ifs things that you could do. Even throughout the last 5 years, all the what ifs that there could have been. What if the Thunder finish off the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals? then the super team probably isn't formed, and then LeBron probably wins more championships. The what if thing can go fucking out of control, and I don't even like to operate in that. But man, I wish LeBron wouldn't have gotten injured. This season would have been completely different. So different. Bucks Pelicans tonight. Spurs Mavs, T-Wolves Nuggets, Blazers Clippers. Gosh, I probably won't watch any of those games. The two TNT national television games are Spurs Mavs, and T-Wolves Nuggets. I don't think I'm watching any of these games tonight. Yeah, I'm definitely not. I've been paying attention to politics a lot recently. I don't really know why. I guess I kind of always dabble in the politics and listen to, political podcasts and videos and things like that. But politics has kind of taken over the last week or so, and I haven't paid tons of attention to basketball. I do want to talk about college basketball a little bit, though. But first, the leading dating site for those who are looking for a mystery, Blind Acquisition, provides some of the best results among similar dating apps. Dating can be difficult, and many of us are very picky about who we will be seen with in public. Let Blind Acquisition set you up on a blind date for the ages. Download the Blind Acquisition app today on your mobile device. Set up your profile, and the dream date you've been waiting for will be lined up before you know it. Okay, I want to talk about a little bit of college basketball. Michigan State fucking swept Michigan this year. How exciting is that? I was expecting Michigan State to have a down year, and I don't know where my expectations were, but looking at it now, I think I would have probably guessed they'd finish like 5th or 4th, something like that in the Big Ten. And sharing an NBA title kind of sucks, or not an NBA title, a Big Ten title kind of sucks, but it's certainly better than losing to Michigan twice in a season. And, I think they lost to Michigan. I don't fucking know, but I think they lost to Michigan twice last year and still were Big Ten championship champions in the regular season. Now, Michigan obviously went to the national championship game, and I believe they won. I'm pretty sure they beat Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament final. But just in comparison to my expectations for this season, Michigan State has exceeded them by far. I had a great time with my dad at the Rutgers game last Tuesday. I fucking love that place, man. The game started and it was fucking loud in there, and the student section wasn't even there. It was the alumni student section, and I got some tears running down my face, man. I just love being in the Breslin Center. That place is so awesome, and I don't know what else to say about it. But watching Michigan State sweep Michigan in two really great games. I mean, the second game I think was even better than the first game, and it wasn't as close towards the end, but two really great basketball games. We're at the end of the college basketball season now. The regular seasons are over, and let me pull up the college basketball rankings. So as of right now, Gonzaga is 1st, Virginia 2, North Carolina 3, Kentucky 4, Duke 5, Michigan State 6, Texas Tech 7, Tennessee 8, LSU 9, and Michigan 10. I was in the barbershop today getting a haircut. And what do you do in barbershops other than talk sports, right? It's just me and my barber, Josh. And we were talking about college basketball a little bit, and I came up with something that I think there's some merit to. 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, when this whole one and done thing kind of became like a legit thing, like the one and done era is ruining college basketball. I think, to some degree it was at that point, like right at the beginning of it. There wasn't a lot there. I don't know. College basketball, it's always been exciting. I think it always will be exciting. But there was not a lot of parity, and it seems like this year there's a ton of it. I mean, Gonzaga's traditionally, I mean, they're not a big school, so you wouldn't consider them a powerhouse. But certainly in basketball, over the last 10 to 15 years, Gonzaga is as much of a powerhouse as there is. Now, they're not Duke or North Carolina or Kentucky or, I don't know Kansas, Kansas has dropped down to 17. But maybe this one and done culture, because there's so much fluctuation, there's so much turnover I can't keep up with recruiting at all. Like, I don't know who these guys are. You got different teams, it seems like, every year. So there's just a ton of parity. I mean, you still got Virginia, who's, I guess, a basketball power, North Carolina, Kentucky, Duke, Michigan State, Tennessee, Purdue. I don't know. You still have your traditional powerhouses like in the top 10. But Villanova, who's not a traditional power, but over the last 3 years, last 5 years for sure, have won 2 national championships. They're 25th. Wisconsin's a 19, and in the past they've been a lot higher than that. But then you got the team like Nevada is 14th. LSU, who's had some runs with like Big Baby Davis and obviously Shaq, is not a traditional power. They're 9th. Tennessee was 1 almost the entire year, and they've lost like 3 or 4 games like in the last month in conference play and have dropped down to 8th. Texas Tech is kind of randomly number 7 in the country. Michigan State, Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, all pretty consistent. Michigan in the top 10, that's consistent, but Houston is number 11. Kansas State is good. They've got that crazy guy coach. Oh, did they have him? Is he at Kansas State anymore? No, I think Bruce Weber is at Kansas State now. Wolford is 20. Do you get what I'm saying? Marquette is 23. Marquette's a good basketball program, but I don't know. It just seems to me like with all the turnover, I would say that I don't know any of this to be fact. I'm just fucking saying shit. But I would guess that college basketball ratings are as low as they've been in the last 10 years this season. I think the NBA just has so much draw now. The NBA is far more popular than college basketball. I think there's more parity than there's ever been. I think that March Madness benefits from that. I don't think the regular season does necessarily, but I think the parity certainly draws a lot of attention for March Madness. But even with ratings probably being as low as they've been in 10 to 15 years, I think it's maybe it's not horrible. Maybe it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is, this one and done thing. It creates a ton of turnover. You get all you just really never know whether or not a team like Duke with the top 3 recruits is going to be 5th or 1st, or is it all going to implode and they drop to Duke, they could get knocked out really early, and that's kind of the nature of March Madness. It's not like I'm going out on a limb by saying something like that. But yeah, I think maybe people thought that this one and done thing was bad for college basketball maybe 7-8 years ago, and maybe it is, but there's a lot of parity in college basketball, and I think that definitely helps come March Madness time. I think it draws more of your casual fan that will come just to watch an upset or come just to watch a good, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything. I really don't. I just enjoy the parody, I think, a little bit. It keeps it interesting. I was watching the Notre Dame Pittsburgh game from a couple days ago that was on replay while I was getting my hair cut, and it was a good game. John Mooney hit oh no, that was a different game. It just so happened that Mooney Berry's clutch jumper to seal it for Notre Dame was right next to the standings as like a story I could click on, but that was against Georgia Tech. The game I was watching was obviously against Pitt because I just said that shit a couple seconds ago. Do I have anything else to talk about? I think that about does it for this episode of the I Can Do Anything podcast. However, I do need to tell you that many of us experience acne for at least a portion of our lives. Whether you're just hitting puberty or you're well seasoned, it can be embarrassing and oftentimes painful to deal with acne. I myself have actually dealt with cystic acne since about my junior year of high school. After years of weekend-long AAU tournaments wearing the same jersey game after game and bad eating habits, my acne was out of control on my back and my neck. The acne was painful and just plain ugly. I avoided taking pictures and missed out on a lot of great moments with friends due to my insecurities. Thanks to Zit Remover, I don't have to worry about my acne any longer. After just 3 months of once-a-day use, Zit Remover didn't just temporarily remove my acne, it abolished the bacteria from my body entirely. To receive a free trial bottle of Zit Remover, visit zitremover.com/anything and sign up to receive a free bottle of our best Zit Removing Cream, along with our special Zit Removing Scrubber, a scrubber that digs deep into the pores. You'll notice a significant improvement in your skin, and if you don't, your next bottle is free until you see the results. So visit our website at zitremover.com/anything for your free trial bottle today. Okay, I think I'm going to have the MVP Matrix on Thursday. And then I'm going on vacation next week to Arizona with my family. We're going to do some hiking in the Sedona Munns Park Flagstaff area. Go up to the Grand Canyon for a day and see that hole, the big hole, I guess, the big hole in the ground that is the Grand Canyon. I'm not overly excited about the Grand Canyon. I think I'll certainly enjoy seeing it, but I don't know that I need to spend more than a half a day there. But I'm really excited to just get some time off. We rented a really cool Airbnb in Munns Park. I'm just excited to fucking hang out in nature and sit on a back porch and not worry about videos or anything like that for a week. And just get some warmth too. It's supposed to be pretty fucking great weather in the area. It's projected in the 60s all week, in the mid to upper 60s all week, and in the 70s at the Grand Canyon. So I'm excited for that. But I do think I'm going to do the MVP Matrix on Thursday. So you got that to look forward to. Hey, thanks for listening.